You understand manifestation. You know about the quantum field. You know reality isn't fixed, so why are you still living the same patterns? In this video, I'm going to explain the one thing most people miss about quantum shifts, and why once you understand this, reality doesn't change loudly. It changes inevitably. Stay with me until the end, you will get all answers. Nothing dramatic happens at first. That's the part nobody warns you about. You don't wake up in a different house. Your phone still has the same notifications. Your routine still looks familiar. And if someone asked you, "Did your life change?" you'd probably say, "Not really." And yet, something feels off. Because you know something now. You understand that reality isn't fixed, that timelines exist, that consciousness plays a role. And still, your life looks stubbornly the same. Same patterns, same emotional loops, same reactions, same delays. And that's exactly where most people get stuck. Not because manifestation doesn't work, but because they misunderstand where reality actually shifts. Today, I want to talk about the moment when things finally begin to change. Not externally, but internally. And why that internal shift quietly rewrites your entire timeline. This isn't about affirmations. This isn't about visualizing harder. This is about understanding the invisible mechanism that keeps you locked in the same reality, even when you know better. Why knowing isn't enough. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't fail at manifestation because they lack belief. They fail because their nervous system is loyal to the old reality. You can intellectually understand abundance, while emotionally bracing for disappointment. You can talk about love, while unconsciously expecting abandonment. You can visualize success, while your body still responds like failure is inevitable. And the quantum field doesn't respond to what you say. It responds to what you're conditioned to expect. Think about your daily life. The way you wake up already tired. The way your mind jumps straight to problems. The way certain thoughts repeat automatically without effort. That's not random. That's your baseline frequency. The emotional and psychological home your system returns to again and again. And here's the key. Reality mirrors your baseline, not your desires. Why desire alone doesn't shift reality. Desire feels powerful, but it's not creative energy on its own. Desire often comes from lack. I want more money usually means I don't feel safe. I want love often means I feel lonely. I want freedom usually means I feel trapped. So when you desire something intensely, you're often broadcasting the absence of it, not its existence. This is why people manifest small things accidentally but struggle with big shifts. They're relaxed about the small things. They don't emotionally cling to them. They don't measure time. But when it comes to the things that matter most, they watch the clock. They check for signs. They tense up. And tension collapses possibility. In quantum terms, observation without neutrality locks a probability into place. In daily life terms, it means this. You keep recreating what feels familiar, not what feels possible. Let's talk about patterns. You meet similar people in different bodies. You repeat conversations with different names. You solve the same problem in new packaging. That's not bad luck. That's your subconscious choosing what it recognizes. The mind doesn't seek happiness, it seeks familiarity. Even pain can feel safe if it's known. This is why people return to toxic relationships, unfulfilling jobs, or stagnant lives even after awakening spiritually. Awareness doesn't dissolve conditioning automatically. It only makes you conscious of it. And consciousness without integration creates frustration. You start asking, why do I know all this but nothing changes? Because the shift doesn't begin in thought, it begins in identity. What a quantum shift actually is. A real quantum shift is not an event. It's a quiet reorientation of self. It happens when your inner responses change before your outer circumstances do. When you stop reacting the way you used to, certain triggers lose their charge. You feel less urgency to explain yourself. You don't chase validation as much, and you pause instead of panic. That's the shift. And most people miss it because they're waiting for fireworks. But reality doesn't move all at once. It reorganizes around your new center. Think of it like this. You don't jump timelines by force. You outgrow one, and when you do, the old reality can no longer hold you the same way. Why your body matters more than your thoughts. Here's something rarely discussed in manifestation spaces. Your body is the gatekeeper of your reality. You might tell yourself you're safe, but if your body is tense, vigilant, or exhausted, it doesn't believe you. And the quantum field responds to the body's signal, not the mind's story. Notice your daily habits. Do you rush even when there's no urgency? Do you feel guilty resting? Do you expect problems before they appear? These are not personality traits. They're learned survival responses. And until they soften, reality won't reorganize. This is why slowing down often triggers breakthroughs. When you stop forcing outcomes. When you stop micromanaging reality. When you stop proving your worth. Your system finally exits survival mode, and only then does expansion become possible. The moment the timeline changes. There's a specific moment many people experience, quietly, almost invisibly. You stop trying to manifest, not because you gave up, but because something inside you relaxes. You no longer chase signs. You don't argue with reality. You don't feel the need to convince anyone. You move differently, and that's when opportunities appear. Not because you attracted them desperately, but because you were no longer repelling them through tension. This is the paradox of quantum realities. The more you need a specific outcome, the more you anchor yourself to the version of you who lacks it. When you release the identity of the one who is waiting, you align with the one who is already living. Quantum shifts don't happen during meditation alone. They happen when you choose peace over being right, when you stop explaining yourself to people who won't listen, when you rest without guilt, when you respond instead of react, when you don't abandon yourself to keep connection. These moments seem small, but they signal a new identity. And identity is the real switch between timelines. You don't manifest a new life. You become someone who lives it. Reality follows. Why everything feels slow. Right before it changes, right before a major shift, things often feel stagnant. Not because nothing is happening, but because old patterns are losing momentum. You feel disconnected from your past self, but not fully anchored in the new one yet. This is the in-between, the void. And most people panic here. They try to force movement, but this phase is essential. It's where your nervous system recalibrates, where your identity sheds outdated attachments, where silence replaces noise. If you can stay present here, without rushing, without judging, the shift happens naturally. When you finally step into a new timeline, it won't feel magical. It will feel normal. That's how you know it's real. Because the extraordinary only feels extraordinary to the old self. To the new you, it's just life. And that's the ultimate sign of alignment. If you're watching this and thinking, something has changed, but I can't explain it, you're probably already mid-shift. You're not behind. You're not failing. You're not blocked. You're integrating. And once that integration settles, reality has no choice but to follow. Because the quantum field doesn't respond to effort. It responds to coherence. And when you finally align who you are with how you live, the timeline changes quietly, naturally, inevitably.